heart of this school, where dreams should flourish, a troubling irony exists. Just beyond these gates, young girls who once sat in classrooms full of hope and potential now serve snacks from makeshift stalls, a reality shaped by circumstance, not choice. I couldn't help but notice the paradox here. These girls who should be in class are selling food to their peers. I had to understand why.
My name is Habiba Adam. I'm in the school working because my parents do not have money to enroll me into the school to continue with my studies. I finished my junior secondary school, but I could not proceed. I want to become a medical doctor.
Habiba was enthusiastic about school and excelled in her basic education certificate examinations. However, her father's retirement from work and subsequent lack of benefits forced her to withdraw from her studies. A trace of resignation now lingers in the eyes of Habiba, whose once brilliant hope of becoming a medical doctor is shattered. But why should girls with so much potential be forced out of school? Annually, hundreds of children, especially girls, exit the educational system before they envision their future.
Lack of capital. I'm working under LG Eboranyo as a supervisor, but I retire 2020, November 2020. But lack of my benefits, that is why I never take her to school again. I don't have any capital to take her back to school. That is why I just leave her selling some things so that we can cover the problem of the house.
The top three states grappling with the highest percentage of out of school in Nigeria are Kebbi, Sokoto, and Yobe, a recent Cable Index report shows, leaving countless young minds without access to learning. Many girls who dropped out of school in Sokoto do so because of poverty and broken homes. The likes of Hawa Hashimu and Hussein Usman, who also spend the whole day hawking in school premises, dropped out of school because of the effects of poverty and broken home.
Naga baki zuwa makaranta kina talla me yasa baki zuwa makaranta ne waye bai da kuɗi.
My name is Hawa Hashim. I dropped out of school because my parents do not have money, but my ambition is to become a medical doctor so that I can assist the poor people.
Naga baki zuwa makaranta me faru.
My name is Hussein Usman. I am out of school because my parents could not afford.
Hajjalu Babatu Muhammad, Principal, Government Girls' Day Secondary School, Region Sambo, speaks on how poverty is militating against girls' education.
In this region Sambo, we have girls that are coming from Gandu, girls are coming from Aliu Jodi, you understand, and they are at a school nearby them, but they just decided to come here. You understand? So going by this present economic situation, that was makes most of them to transfer. Yeah, back to their environment where they are nearby. Going by this economic situation, they have to go back to their area because they cannot afford the transport and the feeding and the breakfast allowances they give their children. That's the only reason. Presently, let me tell you, there is a lot of students, we have to admit them ourselves, we have to pay for them. Presently, there are some students I'm giving them money for breakfast out of my own pocket, just to make them go to school. You understand? So that's the only we ask them. If they do not come to school, we ask them what's the reason. They will tell you that they lack this, and if you cannot cut up for it, you just have to accept the parents to take their own decision.
Over the years, the dream of education has remained a distant hope for many girls in Sokoto, despite existing educational policies recognizing this crisis and highlighting interventions to reduce dropout rates among girls. The Sokoto State 10-year Strategic Plan 2011 to 2020, a comprehensive roadmap for the state's educational sector, identifies the growing number of school-age children out of school as the biggest challenge to the state's liberalization of education for all. It identifies gender access and other challenges and proposes plans and initiatives to combat the causes of school dropout among girls. One of the strategic plans included increasing the rate of enrollment and retention, particularly for girls, reducing dropout and withdrawal rates, reducing gender inequality in access to education, and improving the transition from senior secondary school to tertiary education. These plans include incentives to encourage participation, school infrastructure improvements, and community awareness campaigns. However, years later, the reality on the ground leaves much more to desire. Professor Mustapha Namaka comments on the dropout dilemma, asserting government's commitment to addressing the issue.
Statistics that are issued by UNICEF indicated that 67% of our girls are not in school. So we have this problem of preponderance of high level of school dropouts and those that have not even attended school at all. Part of the plans we have 4 thematic areas that we are focusing our attention. Number 1 is control of gender-based violence in schools. Number 2, re-entry policy, re-entry guidelines of the federal government, because it is the agenda of the Federal Ministry of Education. It is a national policy that there should be a second chance for those who are not in school now. So we have that arrangement at our board. We'll have a massive campaign. We also want to have increase of computer literacy. Yes, we have that agenda. We'll make sure we organize training sessions where those are in school and those that are not in school will be trained how to manipulate computer, at least to have the computer literacy, because digital literacy is what is actually required for somebody to position himself in 21st century. So we are considering increasing the level of awareness of computer education among our girls, those in school and those that are not in school. There are 2 major problems that sometimes affect the student scale from junior secondary school to the higher level or to the senior secondary school level. One is early marriage. But by the special grace of God, I think there is an increased awareness among the society that these girls should be allowed to actually access at least secondary school education. And it has actually been increased. The rate of actually scale up is increasing by day. After this training program for the gender-based violence control among schools, we are going around for the campaign of re-entry and to make sure that there is also a scale up from certain level of education, junior secondary school, to higher level of education, and incentives will be there. And let me tell you, we are going to work hand in hand with Agile program because they have that component of second chance. So we are going to have that collaboration with them so that whatever we have, we need financial incentives. They have what they call conditional cash transfer. Even if it entails financing their families or financing the students so that they can continue their education after the junior secondary school, we will make sure all the districts in Sokoto State is covered in that program.
Many girls are left behind in terms of education. So with this, now the government introduced second chance education as part of mass education program. It has been introduced quite long now, for almost 20 years now. The girl child, the second chance education is there, but there are low participation. Even more than 20 years for now, because I could remember it was around 1993, 94, thereabout, when Women's Center for Continuing Education was established, and since then it has been running. But the participation of the women, giving them that second chance, is still very low. It is only the recent years that you can find that there are many people are being enrolled, or the people enroll themselves into that school, and currently they are even it has graduated many of the women folk in the state.
Given the prevailing challenges, the Sokoto State government is executing the Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, AGIA project, a World Bank-supported initiative under the Federal Ministry of Education.
In Sokoto, we have a total of about 448 schools that will benefit from Agile project. And these schools are junior and senior secondary schools. They are girls and mixed groups. It was discovered that as a result of, for example, distance, some girls cannot transit. For example, a community has a primary school, but they do not have a junior secondary school. So girls transitioning from primary to secondary school is a problem. And Agile came up with a component called Component 1.1, creating safe spaces, where new schools will be constructed within an existing school in a community to now mitigate that issue of distance that does not allow girls to go to school. And how does that distance affect their enrollment? This issue of insecurity, because in many communities it's not safe for a girl to travel close to 1 kilometer away from the main community. Therefore, that may stop girls from going to school. So Agile now said, okay, fine. Every state should identify such communities that have, for example, primary schools but do not have junior secondary school. And Agile will come in, construct a new junior secondary school in that community, equip it, and provide all the facilities that are needed within an existing school, right? And some communities also have primary school, JSS, but do not have a senior secondary school, which also affects their transition to senior secondary school. So now, we also identified some of these communities where a senior secondary school will be constructed in that same school facility, where there is primary, junior, but there is no senior secondary school in the community and girls cannot transit. On the issue of financial incentive also, we are making a progress because we are ahead of all other states in providing a platform for these interventions to kickstart. Our consultant was in town and he is just about to start his data capture so that we will have a good provision to make these interventions. So far, in the conference room, you just saw that a consultant is here also engaging each of the components to measure their success. Yeah, he was sent from the national body, the National Project Coordinating Unit, because at regular intervals, they also check back to see what we are doing in collaboration with the World Bank so that we don't derail from the main focus of the project. And I think this will help a lot in ensuring that we stay on track to implement the project.
By having this agile, we already embark on this exercise. And inshallah, with the contributions that we are going to get from those people, and then the problems that were not to go into school, or out of school children, or early marriage that caused that one. So the schools will be financially, inshallah, assistant. And then we'll also train teachers so that those problems that we have concerning this early marriage, later to be divorced, you have a chance. That is what is called a second chance. You have a chance to go back to school. So inshallah, that schools is going to be improved in terms of materials, in terms of the teachers. Because no learning can take place without materials to be taught, without the quality of teachers. That is what we are trying to do. Inshallah, when we do it, we will eliminate this.
A chance encounter occurred with scores of mothers who gathered at a secondary school to facilitate their daughters' return to school after having previously dropped out. They had heard radio announcements about Agile that parents of girls who are out of school should send them to school even if they do not have a uniform.
Yarinya nawa ne gare ki?
Yara na hudu.
Duk su ne yanzu kamar sun fara makaranta ne suka bari ko yaya?
Sun fara suka bari.
Maria Muhammad. I have 3 children and they are school dropouts. I'm here to register them with the Agile project. Our aim is to enroll them in school again. I am confident that the conditional cash transfer will assist towards ensuring their enrollment, retention, and completion of their studies because their father is sick and cannot afford it. Hadiza Suleiman. I am motivated to come and register my children with Agile program because education is beneficial to both individual and the society in general.
Hajia Maria's comment embodied the mother's aspiration for their children's future and their confidence in the program's capacity for beneficial transformation. The journey is far from over. Although the state has made some strides, we must continue to advocate for girls' education everywhere because Habiba, like every girl, deserves the right to write her own story, one filled with dreams, aspiration, and the promise of a brighter future.